Let us talk about this one. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about Bluepoint Games, rumored to be acquired by Sony, right? And now, 2 weeks later, we have Bluepoint Games being rumored to be working on a Metal Gear Solid remake. They claimed to have wanted to be making their own IPs, right? And here they are being rumored to be making a Metal Gear Solid remake. The remake of Metal Gear Solid would be on its way thanks to the work on Bluepoint Games. So Bluepoint Games has been doing a bunch of rework games. They just released Demon Souls a few weeks ago, and now they're on another beloved franchise, right? So they're getting more experience under their belt. The other article from my video 2 weeks ago said that they wanted to be making their own IP, which is very interesting. I wonder if their studio will be big enough to co-develop a remake and their own IP, or if they'll have 80%, 90% of the studio working on this remake and 10% in pre-production, which honestly is probably, I would actually hedge my bets on that, as you don't need a full development team to work on the concept of a game, so they would need something to work on unless they want to lay off a bunch of people, because at the end of the day, pre-production requires very few people in comparison to full swing production. So hopefully this gives a few years of work to the development team as they flesh out the idea for their new IP, and maybe they make some announcements along the way. This is after the Hideo Kojima, scandal where he left Konami. Fans of the saga were skeptical about what Konami should do from now on without Kojima, but what seemed at first to be a new game is now quite the opposite. So this is a leak. I'm really dubious on talking about leaks, because at the end of the day, these are just rumors. And I think people who leak things are scum of the earth, but I might be biased on that point. Metal Gear Solid, apparently it's been in development for 3 years, and has similar controls to Metal Gear Solid 5, so that honestly just makes it even better for the studio, because pre-production would only last probably a year at most before we start, before you start ramping up. And if this is in its final stages of development, that means we have a big studio team that will hopefully be able to wrap up work on this remake, ship it, have it, get the stamp of approval, and at the same time that the other game starts ramping up development work, so that everyone can just move over and hopefully make some new IP. So I don't know how the game will play. It's supposedly similar controls to Metal Gear Solid 5, so I look forward to seeing that. This studio has been really solid at delivering some quality remakes and reboots and remasters, all of those things, and I hope that they do well on this and they truly get a shot at making their own IP and making something, out of their own passion instead of the passion of other people.